What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about Blackwings versus a Knight deck. I'm not really sure what to officially call this Knight. It's got the Ignites as well as a lot of like the Knight support stuff. It's got Infernal Knights stuff in here as well. But I really want to talk about Blackwings because towards the end of the year, they got like another few set of cards in Darkwing Blast that I didn't get to really cover in gameplay because I was like, no one's playing Blackwings in 2023, but there is another card that came out in Premium Pack 2023 that I wanted to go ahead and briefly talk about and how it might have actually saved him in this duel over here. So the thing with Blackwings and the thing that really hurts them the most is Simoon, the Poison Wind, makes it so you cannot special summon monsters from the extra for the rest of the turn except for Dark Monsters. So you're really limited to the amount of like negates and like boss cards that you can throw out. I mean, look at this setup turn one. This is a really good setup for Blackwings. Again, with the effect of Simoon activated, because you need this to make like most of your plays in the deck. So we have Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, so we have one disruption. This card, I mean, you do need to deal with it, otherwise Blackwings get additional summon the next turn, so it's not a huge threat. It doesn't like negate or destroy. It does a small amount of brain damage, but getting the additional summon can definitely help out. So it's something that you do want to get rid of, but it's not a huge priority. Beals can be a pretty nasty card for certain decks to deal with. It used to be like a super boss monster where some decks, literally you make this card and they fold. But like that's not the case anymore. And then we have Full Armor Master, which is able to go ahead and just be immune to everything. And then you get to place a wedge counter and then snatch steal a monster. So it's not that bad of a card. So there's basically 3 threats and another card that can be considered a threat if it does survive for following turns. But you gotta get rid of these cards first, right? So let's go ahead and see how this actually plays out. Let's go swap it to the POV of Mr. Inaccurate. But shout out to Abler for still playing Blackwings in 2023. So we're going to go ahead and start off with a pen scale. And now he's going to equip a card that I have not seen anyone use. And it's really weird because it's quite rare to see combos that I just didn't even expect from like older Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So this card is actually very interesting that Mr. Inaccurate is running. He's running this card called Metal Silver Armor, which I was like, oh, is this memes? No, it's actually quite good. So while you control the equipped monster, your opponent can't target monsters on the field in either graveyard or that are banished except for the equipped monster. So basically, once this card is equipped to maybe like a bait target, like this card over here, this card, it doesn't matter. Now, he cannot actually target this card with any effects because this card over here, it says, well, you can target a face-up card your opponent controls, and he needs to get rid of like the Assault effect. Like obviously Assault in any Ignite deck or any just like warrior deck, this card is what enables everything. Because like what is he gonna do after this play, right? I guess you can try to throw in another pendulum scale, but like he needs this effect, right? But this Metal Silver Armor is going to make it so he cannot actually stop that. So he goes ahead and is forced to do that. He's gonna go ahead and activate that effect. Now again, he can't target anything except for the Paladin, so he's basically locked out. Now would the other Blackwing card have saved him here that is actually still not released in the TCG, which we'll talk about when we go to the deck profile, because it actually would have maybe saved him in this duel. So he goes ahead, he's going to go ahead and pop off because remember, at this point, he's already activated the effect of the Assault, which is kind of what he wanted at the end of the day, but he still has a Beals, he still has this card, it's immune to everything, right? So Bull of the Goddess has pretty good stats, it's 3200 right now, and he can just go ahead and negate any other effect that would be a problem. Now he's going to go ahead and pen scale, go completely off, and just go summon that Flame Swordsman, and Gearfried's going to go ahead and attack, and then snatch steal the Beals. So now that this is out of the way, we can start destroying everything, and he's going to go ahead and take some extra damage. More damage over there, more battle damage right there, and is he going to be able to come back from this? Realistically, this is too hard, and he still has another Metal Silver Armor. This was like a really interesting text by Mr. Inaccurate that really helps out, because now he can only target this card. It's pretty much GG at this point for most decks. I mean, there's not really anything that can compete with this setup right now. Now he's going to go and place a wedge counter, and then he's going to now go for Simoon. Not going to be happening. Gearfried over there says no. Now, what is the card that I'm talking about over here? Because I mentioned it a couple of times that we haven't actually gotten in the TCG. So, going to the deck profile over here, we never got Sharnga, the Waning Moon. So, what does this card actually do? So, as far as Blackwings go, that was a pretty decent board. Again, turn 1, and I was just like, okay, the Blackwing player is going to go ahead and take the tub. No, that was a super surprised by the Metal Silver Armor. Again, that card saved him, but this card might have saved the Blackwing player. So Sharnga, the Waning Moon, is a card that came out in the OCG in the Premium Pack 2023, which was towards the end of last year. But again, we never got it in the TCG. So yeah, that's this card over here. So what does it do? So if a monster with 2000 or more attack is on the field, you can just special summon it from your hand. Then you can only special summon Blackwing Sharnga, the Waning Moon, once per turn this way. And if you control Blackwing Synchro as a quick effect, you banish it from your graveyard, this is a quick effect, by the way. You get to target one face-up card your opponent controls and destroy it. Had he had that effect, he might have actually won the turn 1 play, because obviously he needed to negate the soul, so the guy couldn't like go ahead and combo off. But this card would be a huge help. Now this effect is only once per duel, but again, Yu-Gi-Oh has gotten to the point where like it's fine if you just have an extra disruption to your plays in Blackwings. I don't know if he was running like other cards that just got changed over here, but I'll mouse over the cards, as I've always felt like Blackwings were a core part of like the meta in Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, I think this deck really stood the test of time. If you guys remember back in like GB, Blackwing, Lightsworn format, like this deck was so popular for so long. It was super cheap and affordable, and it was a relatively decent deck. It did take some skill to like learn, and a lot of people just enjoyed it for several formats, and it's always gotten more support. And it seems like they're still going to continue with even more support in the future, as we still haven't even got this card in the 2CG. There's still something to look forward to. Now, I do also want to give you guys the other deck profile, because this guy took the dub. Again, it was the craziest tech, the metal silver armor, the spicy play. I'm going to go and mouse over this Ignite variant deck, like Infernal Knights. I'll call it the Knights deck. But I thought it was a really good game, too. Like, both players were able to absolutely pop off. But, yeah, Blackwings in 2023 versus Knights. Kind of cool just to mix it up, give you guys something a little bit different. But I think what really hurts Blackwings at the end of the day is being locked into dark versus being able to make this card. I've always felt like this card, a lot of people say this card should be banned, and you know, maybe one day, man. I think that you do have to invest heavy into it, so I get that it's not a card that you just throw out like turn 1 in every single deck, but it is a generic card, and it is definitely a card that has some implications where if you make it, you do have a huge chance to win. But if they imperm this and you invest everything to it, well, it's going to be a bad time for the person that invested. Unless, of course, they still have another complete board and they just negate the imperm or whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for the deck profile as well as the video. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Blackwings in 2023, and I'm also curious to know, do you guys think Blackwings have any chance to becoming meta again? Because I know it's not meta right now, but again, through the test of time in Yu-Gi-Oh, this deck has probably stayed alive in the like meta game, as in like people were still playing it in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh at tournaments for just like years, but in most recent times, I know it hasn't really seen some play. And again, this card will help out the deck turn 1, but what are you still going to make turn 1? You can make the super boss monster, you can throw in Beals, you can throw in like the guy made a board with the deck. He even made a bunch of the newer synchros. But anyways, that's going to go wrap it up for the video. If you guys enjoyed it, drop a like on it. If you're new here, hit subscribe, turn the bell so you don't miss out. We'll cover maybe more new Blackwings in the future, or I mean, heck, maybe Ignites will get some new support as well, hopefully later down the line. But I love the middle silver armor tech. That was really cool. But anyways, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one, and I'm signing out. Peace.